Welcome to HadoopExam learning resources. In this session, we will be starting the discussion as well as the execution of the problem scenario related to CCA175 exam. So we'll do the hands-ons on the Cloudera Quick VM, which is you can download from their website. We have already shown in previous session how to install the Cloudera virtual machine on the Windows operating system. So there are some problems while installations, basic problems, which is also we have shown how to remove this, and then we'll start the step-by-step execution of the problems we will have in our simulator. Okay, so let me start the simulator first, then we'll be going further ahead. So this is the simulator which would be provided by HadoopExam learning resources when you have a subscription with us. So this is the problem scenario, and it's step-by-step solutions we have given here in this simulator. So you can go to next to widget the next scenario, and then you can come using this next and previous button. You can come and go here and there for next scenario and this scenario, and this is the timer actually, and these are the relevant link, and any material which is needs to be copied from this problems, like data, especially data which would be provided in this section. So from here you just select, and using the control C button you can copy the content from here. So this content won't be provided you as a copy and as a copyable content, because we really want you to execute and you type the actual commands which is needed. So, because if you won't type by your own, then you won't be able to type in your real exam. So that's the reason we are not going to give you how to like to copy this command. You have to type in while you're working on this. So make the video shorten. I will directly using the copy and paste for this problem and scenario, so we won't waste too much time on the typing during the training sessions. So this is training session is I will use the content which I can copy paste, but I would tell you you would not be able to copy and content from here. So this is the first session, that's the reason I am discussing more on this simulator section. So this is the simulator, and this is the problem and scenario. So let's and this is the virtual machine Cloudera. In the previous session we have shown how to install this. Okay, and this is the terminal. From there you can start the terminal, and this is the browser where you can start the browser. So everything is already ready to work upon, so no worry, you don't have to do any particular setup other than Hive. When we will discuss Hive, we will see like basic setup needs to be done, not for Hive, sorry, that is for Spark. Okay, so let's go ahead and start our session with the first problem solutions. So what is the problem is saying? You have been given MySQL DB with this detail. This is the user or retail DB. This is the user, and this is the Cloudera password. So most of the user and password in this quick start VM is the Cloudera as a password. So database is already provided in MySQL, that is retail DB. So will we use this database for our exercise purpose. Even we will be creating some tables during the exercise, and where whatever the scenario says we will be doing this thing. So we will try to do as much possible as hands-on, so you won't face any problem during the real exam. And you need to, why you need to type in, because it speed up your activity, because this is a 2 hours exam and you will get 10 to 12 scenario based problem. So in the limited time, if you want to solve it, then you really need a good hands-on and good command in mind as well as to solve this problem. Even documentation is provided, but I would suggest you don't waste your time too much on the just to searching on the documentation. So if you have good hands-ons, then it would be easy for you to do faster work. So what the exercise is saying, like this is the JDBC URL you might have to create, like using the IP addresses sometimes provided where it is installed. So by default port for the MySQL is 3306. So this information is basically provided you while doing the exercise in the real exam as well. So what is saying, like connect to the MySQL database and check for the content tables. That is just for information purpose. Now then, this is the exercise mainly to copy data from MySQL DB to the HDFS file system. So this is the part of, I would say this is the content syllabus for the exam. So this is the first point: import data from MySQL database into the HDFS using the scope. So we'll be using the scope for implementing this solution. So retail DB categories table, there are various table in this database. Copy directly without specifying directory, so it will go into default location. Then it will ask you to, in a particular directory you need to copy. Okay, so remember this important point, like this is very important. The Cloudera, whatever they ask, they need exact solutions for this. If even if you give the 99% correct solution, that won't give you the mark. So you need to do 100% accurate implementation of their problem. And then retail db dot categories table in HDFS in the warehouse directory. Warehouse directory is mainly the parent directory, and under which the new directory would be created. Okay, so let me start on this. Okay, in the first exercise, this session would be little longer because I'm explaining the many things here, but in the future session we'll make a shorter video, so you won't get bored with the just to watching the video. Okay, so let's first connect to the existing MySQL DB. So I have already started the Cloudera virtual machine. This is our terminal. So whenever you need another terminal, you just click over here and you can start the new terminal. So I have copied this problem here in the edit plus, so I can copy it. So what is the solution? First problem, check the content of the table. So let's go to first using MySQL command, connect to the MySQL database. Just I'm pasting here MySQL. So user is retail DBA, password is Cloudera, and okay, so let's connect it, remove this. Okay, I won't. Okay, so now you are in the database of MySQL or retail DB. You have connected. What is the next step? It is saying show tables. So you like if I put retail DB here, so it will use the retail DB database. But let's show instead of show tables, I'll go to the show databases. So it will show you the all available databases. Sorry, some typing mistake was happening. Okay, so now this is enter command. So there are two databases available, information schema and retail DB. So I would say use retail DB. So DB. So you would be having similar hands-on on the actual. So now we are in the retail DB database, and use the show tables command. So it will show you all the tables in this. So there are various tables we have created during testing. So these various tables you can see, but these are the available tables. So what exercise is asking us to do is uh, copy the retail db.categories table into HDFS without specifying the directory. Okay, so now using the select count, you can just check the content here, like this table has the data or not. So let me do this. Actually that is not very important, but select count 1 from categories table. So here you can see tab would work. So just pressing the tab will auto completion. So there are 58 records in this. I can just change this count to star to get the content of this. Okay, so this is the content in this table of this 58 records in the categories table. So my assignment says copy the retail DB categories into the without specifying the directory. So this is the command using the scope. If you want to learn more on the scope, like how it works and exactly in depth, then you have to have our Hadoop professional training subscription here. Let me go to the browser, and this is Hadoop professional training. Here you can just go click here. So various training we have. This is conceptual training, correct? So this is not only hands-on, this covers the concepts behind this. So there we are covering the scope. Let me control F, related things. So this is Apache scope, SQL to Hadoop and Flume, and many sessions we are keep adding is this training as well. So you would find the relevant. We will discuss more on this training whenever we get the time. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do the next things is like Okay, so this is to before this, in step 4 we have provided you want to list the content of the HDFS. So let's open another terminal, and using the HDFS DFS, you need to use HDFS DFS and list the files in the under HDFS file system. Let me see. If we see categories directory already there, then Hadoop will complain about this, like this directory already exists kind of thing. But we don't see here categories directory already exists, so we can use the command here to copy the data directly. So let's use this command, scope import command. So there are various options available during the scope import. So using the connect, you have to provide the jdbc connection string. So this is the jdbc connection string, again username and password, and just by providing the hyphen table name will actually copy your data to this location. So just provide the table name. I'm not sure this is single hyphen will work or double hyphen we have to give. Okay, so just copy and paste here. No setup is explicitly required. So let's wait this options to get finished. So it is taking the categories table, so single hyphen will work here. Because I have already executed this command, so there shouldn't be any problem. Okay, so now it would select star, and it use the boundary query to get the minimum category ID and maximum category ID from this. And you always need index on this category ID column of this table, then only it works. Otherwise you have to use the different options we will discuss on this. So okay, so this is the minimum category ID. Will first find it from the table, and the maximum category ID is to find from the table. Once that is it gets this, then and we have not provided number of mappers, like it uses the map reduce behind the to export this to import data from MySQL to this. So it will by default you run the 4 mappers, but in like this is the single virtual machine, we suggest you like you use the single mapper. How to do this, use the single mapper in the command line options, I'll tell you in the further exercise. Okay, so now it will run actually the 4 mappers. So it would have created the table. So 58 records has been retrieved, it is clearly mentioning here. So these are the various things. Right now I'm not going to discuss on this. Let's go ahead and do the hdfs dfs hyphen ls. So categories directory should be created inside this. Okay, so now we can see the categories directory has been created. Okay, so now let's go and list what is the content in hdfs dfs hyphen ls categories directory. Okay, so it should list the 4 partitions, 4. So there are 4, correct? So let's read the content of this partition table. I will just cat the content instead of list. Okay, and then go to part star. So it will list publish the content from all the 4 splits. So this is the content, and this is the comma separated content. Okay, that is the things you have to remember. So by default it uses the commas, it imports the data as a comma separated. Okay, so what is the next step it is asking us to do? Copy the retail db.categories table to in a specific directory, categories directory. Now categories underscore target. Now let's check the content hdfs dfs hyphen ls. First, categories dot target underscore target directory should not exist. If that exists, then we have to delete. So I don't see this directory already exists, so we can use this command for next to run this. So okay, so there is an important thing here mentions, don't use the space between you use the equal sign here, so that would be a problem in this. So okay, we have cat this. Now it is saying import in a specific directory. So to do this you have to provide the table name as well as target directory name you have to provide here. So target directory name categories underscore target, and the hyphen m 1 is the number of mappers. It is options. So if you provide this options, then it will say run it only as a single mapper. So let me copy this command here. and then run it. So we should be able to copy the content in a specific directory. So this is again import statement, connect jdbc string. This is the username which is provided to you in the scenario. This is the password. This is the which table you want to import, and this is the target directory, one particular directory where you want to extract the data. And this -m provides the number of mappers you want to use during the export. Because you will be given the cluster of 7 node or 5 node cluster, then you can use more than one mapper, and even question would ask use so many mappers kind of thing in the exam. So you should aware about like what is the option will help us to use the number of mappers accordingly. So this is here like virtual machine, so we are using only single mapper, so it would be finish the problem faster. So now let's check the content again, like categories underscore target directory has been created or not. So this directory must be created, so this directory is there, has been created just now. Let's check the content inside this directory, hdfs dfs -cat. I'll go inside this directory, okay, paste, and under the part star, so it will give you the content in the file. It should be same content should be in the CSV format. So now this is in the specific directory. Now we have provided this directory, categories directory, target directory, but let's me just go to hdfs -dfs ls categories directory, and then show you inside that. Oh sorry, yeah, I should not use the hyphen here. hdfs dfs -ls categories target. So it would show direct content inside this directory, but now I problem says I don't want content in this directory. Like first create the have some warehouse directory, and this directory for specific table there should be a directory. So if I'm exporting importing entire database, then the all the part won't help here, correct? So I need a directory where for each table specific directory. So that's the reason we will generally use the warehouse directory instead of the target directory when we are exporting more than one table. But in this exercise they are asking us to implement retail categories table in the warehouse directory. The intention of the warehouse directory is that that whatever you import, that specific table specific import go to their directory. So let's do this exercise first and we'll get to know. Okay, so that is the next step, connect. So instead of target directory, we'll just change these options to the warehouse -dir. So this is not underscore, remember this is the hyphen. Okay, so that's remember this thing. However you will get this options, like how would you get it, I'll just tell you. So let's say scope, you just type scope and -help, not -help, just help. Then it will show you all the options like available using the scope. Okay, so now we want to use the get the help on import. So scope import -help. So now you have to use -help, and all the available options are listed here for the import. So let's go here. So import has this so many options. Okay, so this is the connect option, this is password related option, this is import related option, so various options. So like these are this is file format. Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, so this is the target directory, so this is available here. You don't need to like say exact syntax you forget, then you can use this help section. So similarly for the warehouse directory, there's the various options are available, you can use these options while importing. Okay, so what here we will be going to do is we will be executing this command, and it should create a categories warehouse table. So let's check first whether this directory already exists or not. If it exists, then we have to delete it, because I'm already doing practice on this, so it might already there. So I don't see categories warehouse directory here. Okay, So let's go to this tab and then run this, and let's see the result once it is finished. Okay, so it is running this job. Let it finished. So meanwhile I want to tell you, like, this is video we are going to publish on this CCA175 Cloudera .trainingforexam.com, where we will be publishing this video. So if you are watching it, so by selecting here menu you can change it. So this website is still under development, so this is our first recording, so we'll be publishing over here, and you can access this if you have the permissions to watch the video. So if you have subscription, you can see the videos from this URL, CCA175 Cloudera.trainingforexam.com. So we'll be publishing this video. So this would be like the for each scenario specific we will be publish the video. We may not have for all the scenarios, like very trivial scenario we might not create a video, but wherever we possible, whatever content we provide, you can get it from here. Okay, so this is still under development. This is the first recording. So let's go to the terminal again. Okay, so now let's check our warehouse directory has been created or not. hdfs-ls. Okay, so now this is the warehouse directory. Yeah, so this category is warehouse directory. Let's go inside this directory and see what it has created. Copy and paste. So inside this directory it should have created another directory that is named based on the table name. So we have imported the categories table, so it would create the categories directory inside this. So now let's see the content inside this directory. Sorry, slash and then paste it. So this should be having the part file. Okay, so this is partition file. Why this is single file? Because we have decided number of mappers is only one, so for each mappers there is the one partitions would be created. So entire table has been imported in single partition because we have used the single mapper. So that's the about this exercise, and you can see the content here in this table. So by default it will be using the comma as a separated while importing the data. So that is the universally used file format for in the data management world. So that's the reason the default is a comma separated file. So you can see this is the content has been imported. So this is the simulator will give you the all 10 steps, and these steps we are already executing. So you would get the like correct steps, like no syntactical error kind of thing. If there is anything we found, we will definitely update the same. And we have started this to provide as many as problem scenarios to practice, so you can practice in depth and then you can go ahead with the real exam, so you won't face any problem. So I would suggest whenever you plan the exam, do the exercise on each problem by individually typing the command and everything, understanding the concept behind the small thing you need to understand. So that's about this. So this is the scenario we will be discussing here, and this is our HadoopExam.com where we provide the various solutions. So that is the important training for the Hadoop related things, where we will be keep adding. So recently we have added 3 more videos on the understanding the Avro files in depth. So it would help you like Avro related problems to be solved. So we would be having this problem scenario on this as well. So that is about the Hadoop training. Similarly we have the Spark training. So this is again will helpful for you to just clear the exam in the Spark hands-on. Meanwhile I want to tell you, like, this video you might be like watching on the YouTube. Okay, so please subscribe on this YouTube, so whenever we publish the new video you will get the alert immediately for this. And if you like this video, you can use the like button, else you just subscribe. I really suggest you subscribe it, and to get the regular updates please subscribe here as well, so we can send it the email like using just name and email ID. You can subscribe it and you can get the update from HadoopExam.com. So thanks for watching, and I want to keep short the video as short as possible so you won't waste the time. Okay, so what we have done, I want to show this diagram. Actually, we have imported data from RDBMS to the Hadoop cluster right now, that is in the HDFS file system using the scope engine. So that's all about the scenario. This is first session on the problem solving, so we'll be solving each problem here, and wherever like important points to be remember, we will mention in the recording as well. So it's up to you, you want to watch the recording or not, or you can directly do the exercise using the Hadoop simulator steps, and whenever you get stuck, then you can refer the video. That's up to you. Actually, you want to watch the video, or but we suggest if you have time, watch the video, because we discuss many things during the video as well. So thanks for watching, and I'm stopping here now, and we'll do the next hands-on after next video. Thanks.